slowing down one bit. Puxatawny, Pennsylvania. We want to head back to Jen Carfagno out there live for us this morning. And Jen, I've noticed, and for that matter, Jim Cantore as well, the hats are getting higher as we get closer to the big moment.
All right, just when you thought it couldn't got any crazier, we've got Groundhog style on stage.
Yes, Groundhog style, which looks kind of like Gangnam Style.
Oh, but they changed all the words.
Yes, yeah, they changed the words, absolutely.
It's fantastic. This event, I mean, from start to finish, they put so much work into it. It's amazing.
I mean, you know, there's tons of groundhogs out there, but this
Groundhog
is
style.
amazing.
Phil?
All right.
Phil?
This is
Phil?
you
How
know.
many people you think we have out there?
What's that?
How many people, Jim, you think we have out there?
I think 7,000, if I have a rough estimate. I mean,
I think
we got a camera actually to show everybody the
And
crowd. You can see all the tops of the heads out there.
Gobbler's Knob. And by the way, if you've only ever seen the movie, Puxatawny Phil doesn't come out of his burrow in the town square. Gobbler's Knob is, you know, in a hill. It's a big field. It can hold tens of thousands of people.
Yeah, this is pretty much out in the middle of nowhere for anybody who has been. I mean, driving from Pittsburgh, I mean, you're just kind of going and going. You're like, we're in the middle of nowhere.
You show up in a field. You know, you go back to when this started, 1700s. A couple of guys were out groundhog hunting.
127 years.
They were groundhog hunting in this field. And, you know, the newspaper editor came out, snapped a picture, and that started Groundhog Day in Puxatawny as we
Simply
know it.
marketing genius.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, 127 years later. So there are other prognosticators, not just Phil. We've got a couple out there. Which one are we going to first? We got
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk Dave.
Dunkirk Dave.
Little snow out there. Little snow out there today. Shadow, no shadow, probably no shadow, so that would mean early spring for them.
You know what's weird though is sometimes, even on a snowy day, they see their shadow. I find that odd, but
The sun is always shining.
yeah. I mean, with enough lights around here, you know, you're going to see some shadows.
All right, Jim. We've got more from Puxatawny coming up at Reynolds right now. We'll send it back to you. All right.
Here, you want to just do him with?
All right, we're back in Puxatawny. This is a huge party, huge fun. So the Inner Circle puts on Groundhog Day here at Gobbler's Knob. The Inner Circle, all the guys you see in the big black overcoats and top hats here, they're Phil's entourage, pretty much. And they all have these weather-related nicknames. They're hilarious. This guy is the Big Chill. All right, so Jason, a.k.a. the Big Chill, you're walking around with a thermometer here. Is it 0 degrees out here?
Well, I think it's around 1 right now, but yep, we warmed up a little bit.
It doesn't feel like it.
No.
I mean, this crowd is hopping.
I'll tell you what, I don't even feel cold. It's the energy keeps you warm. Like, I think a lot of people stayed at home thinking, oh, it's too cold for me. But when you're here, you don't even notice it.
I don't think a lot of people stayed home. I'm looking out here at this crowd, and there's a lot of people out here.
Yeah.
So tell me, I mean, you've been how long have you been part of Groundhog Day here?
Well, I was born and raised here, so I've been a big fan my whole life, and I've been many years out in the crowd.
What do you think?
This is only my second year here on stage, so, but yeah, been a part of it my whole life.
Is Phil going to see a shadow or no shadow? What do you think?
Well, I'm a math teacher, so playing the numbers game, he's only not seen a shadow 15 times in 126 years. So odds are he's going to see a shadow.
And 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah.
You know, as it turns out, there's 46 more days until the equinox. So, you know, we have
Yeah,
anyway.
but there's cold days in summer and there's warm days in winter, so you can't go by the calendar. Yeah. Don't forget, Phil doesn't make the weather, he just predicts it. So
Exactly.
whatever he says, you got to live with it.
And you all have told me he's right 100% of the time.
That's right.
No doubt somewhere he is.
Yes, he's 127 years old, and he's right 100% of the time.
So you're a teacher at the high school, Puxatawny High School. The kids have a fantastic event leading up to this. Tell me about that.
I'm in charge of the Groundhog Day Assembly. Everyone in the Inner Circle has their own unique, I wouldn't say talent, but job, I guess.
And you crown a Groundhog King and Queen.
Yes, and it's just a lot of fun. And the whole event is a lot of fun.
All right. Big Chill. Thank you. Reynolds, Maria, it's just a fun event here, and that's what this is all about, bringing people together, hopefully welcoming in early spring, if not 6 more weeks of winter, but have fun doing it. Back to you guys.
I love it, Jen. I love it. And those hats are insane. I think I'm going to have to, like, tease my hair up a little bit more just to kind of be part of the whole vibe here.
And Jim,
all right, Greg, you got
a
a tough forecast, Greg. You got to do the forecast right for the next week here. But what about Phil? He's got to do the forecast for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, he's got it real tough. I mean, we can't even get 6 hours right sometimes. So 6 weeks is almost impossible. You and I have a little difference in opinion on where we're going with this. The Groundhog.
I'm thinking he's going to see a shadow. He has 86% of the time, but you think?
I'm saying no shadow. I mean, this Groundhog got burned so bad last year. We went right into a historic, March heat wave, and I mean,
the warmest March ever on record.
So I'm thinking, I'm going with a low percentage forecast here.
All right, well, Dr. Postel, this is your expertise, right? I mean, you do long range predictions. What do you think?
Well, I talked to Phil's brother Will, and he said he just added some new complex equations to the governing dynamic. So it's a really complicated scenario, but he says he's not sure. But I'll tell you what I think is going to happen.
Are you eating?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I think. I think we're going to have the next 4 to 6 weeks probably of some cold air coming into the Northeast, but overall, by I think March, things will turn around. We'll get back to above normal temperatures. So I think, yes, Jim, yes, I love it.
You're going with Jim?
Yes.
Oh, all right. We'll be back with more. We're live in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Gobbler's Knob. Phil is
the coldest day in 20 years.
Oh, yeah. It's cold out here, baby. Bring your booties.
Well, the big day is finally here. It's the one you've no doubtly had set on your calendars months in advance. Wake up the kids. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Groundhog Day.
You are looking live at Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, where in just about 25 minutes, a 10-pound rodent will determine our meteorological future. This is serious, people. Hello, welcome to our special coverage this morning. On the Weather Channel, we're calling it Decision 2013, Phil's Forecast. I'm Maria Larosa.
That's right. I'm Reynolds Wolf. And forget what the experts say. The truth is, when it comes to forecasting, Phil really is the true authority.
Yeah, that's right. We've got the countdown ticking right here at the bottom of your screen, so you're not going to miss the biggest moment of the year. We're serious, and we'll spend most of the morning live in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania with our own Jen Carfagno and Jim Cantore. We want to say good morning to you both.
Hey guys, good morning. Jim is heading up to, he's an honorary member of the Inner Circle now, which are Phil's entourage, basically, the 15 men wearing the long black overcoats and the top hats. They are, they take care of Phil. They put on this big show, which, by the way, behind me on the stage here at Gobbler's Knob, you're watching the Blues Brothers doing a great We All Need Someone to Love, Phil, Phil, Phil dance. I mean, everything about this event is just so kitschy. I mean, they did Groundhog style, like Gangnam style. We've been singing, dancing all morning long. The gates opened at 3 a.m. this morning here in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. And it's been cold, let me tell you. I was worried that the cold might keep people away, but I'm looking out here, and there's a sea of people. Temperatures right now, 11. It feels like 1 below. So we're a chilly morning out here, a little bit of mood snow falling, but no major weather keeping anyone away. People are enjoying it this morning. So we are about 25 minutes away from Phil seeing his shadow. Will it be 6 more weeks of winter, early spring? Winds are actually from the southwest, and they're pretty light here down at the ground, but we were watching the fireworks getting blown by those southwest winds right over Gobbler's Knob. It was fantastic. Yeah, I had a chance to meet Phil yesterday, and here's what he had to say. So tell me, I mean, what's the schedule like, escorting a celebrity around like Phil?
Oh, it's this time is the busiest time of the year, but it's 365 days a year, literally. A lot of personal appearances. Today I have 2, and then from there he gets a break and he gets to rest a little bit, and then he's escorted through an underground tunnel up to the knob by his security force and put into the stump.
It's all happening right here. We're 25 minutes away from Phil making his prognostication. We're on stage right now. Inner Circle will be heading up there in just a moment, and Jim Cantore will be joining him. Reynolds, are we ready for this?
I think so. I think we're going to do the very best to get ready for this and just buckle in and watch this magnificence unfold.
Like my followers, faithful followers, strong and bold. And so, ye faithful, there is no shadow to see. An early spring for you and me.
All right, Jim.
There you go.
You called it an early spring.
That was a tough call, too.
I looked at the sky before he came out, overcast. You know what, right now? We got a little clearing out there. We got some alto cumulus clouds.
That was the cloud seeding that went on with the 20-minute firework display. It pretty much created a hole in the clouds here.
Exactly. All right, so the Weather Channel actually has a response to Phil's forecast. Let's hear what Tom Niziol has to say.
Well, Phil's forecast is in. I think he performed exceptionally well under extreme pressure. And I have to agree with him. I think we're going to be looking for an early spring. I'm looking at the extended maps right here, and after a few more weeks of winter, I think we're going to break into some warmer conditions. Phil, you've done your due diligence. I give you credit and kudos. Now get back in your burrow.
Credit from our winter weather expert. All right.
Yeah, you and I, before we could take everybody back through the morning, made some prognostications of our own.
Yeah, we did a little betting.
We got a little side bet going on here, but I was obviously pretty happy to hear what the Groundhog had to say.
I was rooting for an early spring, but I thought for sure the guy would see a shadow. I mean, he has every year.
You know what? Let's get the inside story from the inner circle.
Hey, Phil's never been wrong. Every once in a while he surprises us. I think this might have been one of those examples. However, I'm not sure that the fix wasn't in, because I heard Jim talking about a warm March and a warm March and a warm March. I hope you didn't influence him.
Oh, that would be a terrible headline if the Weather Channel guy influenced the Groundhog.
Yeah, but, everybody listens to what you say.
Well, let's just hope that spring shows up early then.
So this is Mike Johnston. He was Vice President Emeritus of the Inner Circle. Yeah, you've been part of the celebration for how many years?
It's my 21st.
All right. So, is this one of the biggest and coldest that you've seen?
Absolutely. I think this is the second biggest crowd we've had. We're guessing a little over 30,000 people. The temperature hovered, single digits. I didn't see one person that was unusually cold. Everybody managed to stay warm. There were a lot of smiles, and that's what it's all about.
A lot of dancing.
Exactly.
A lot of fun.
Exactly.
Great job, Mike.
Thank you.
Great job, seriously.
Great time for you, too.
Reynolds, will send it back to you.
Okay, thanks so much.
That's a feel-good Saturday morning here on our extended coverage of Decision 2013 Phil's Forecast. I'm Eric Fisher.
And I'm Maria Larosa. We've been keeping an eye on Puxatawny, Pennsylvania all morning long. And let us tell you, it has been one big party.
You gotta move when it's that cold outside.
It's true.
They were down to around 7 degrees or so this morning. They danced and they sang all night in anticipation of the big moment when Phil would emerge from his burrow. Even some fireworks at one point. Great show there. Thousands made their way to Jefferson County for this big event.
And among those thousands includes our Jim Cantore and Jen Carfagno. They're live in Puxatawny, Pennsylvania this morning. And guys, you were up early with the crowds. The crowd is still going. A party would be an understatement at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, Maria, up early is not quite correct. I just never went to bed.
It's a 3-day event here in Puxatawny. It started yesterday.
It really is. And I should show everybody my beads.
Yeah, we got Mardi Gras.
It was a long night here, guys, in Puxatawny.
The Groundhog gear.
Check it out. You got to have
hot
Groundhog
around here.
You
got to get the gear.
It really is.
I'm not wearing mine today, but I have one.
I didn't have to do anything illegal for those. They just kind of came free flowing.
That's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah, that is the beauty of it. Especially when you're on TV.
I don't know. I know you got to do something to get that
crazy.
kind of swag, Jim.
Nothing. In Puxatawny,
I attract bling, Eric. It's just,
Love it.
we had to dance, right? We had to dance. We had to laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. You put on a heck of a dance show. Check this out.
I don't have a lot of dance moves. My forecasting is better than the
ones that you did were awesome. People were enjoying themselves. Look at that. You can't beat that right there.
No. You can repeat it.
You were in rhythm. You were in
can
sync with the
repeat it, though. You can repeat it.
You can repeat it, yeah. You can definitely repeat it. But what do you think the most awesome moment that was this morning?
What do I think? What?
Yeah, if you could just take the whole 2 hours, 3 hours, what would you say the most awesome moment?
When you look out in the crowd and they're singing, they're dancing, and you got these guys on the stage putting on a show that started at 3 a.m. and is really just wrapping up now.
Right.
So a 4.5-hour show.
Yeah, seriously, the energy, guys, it was comparable to a sporting event, a major sporting event. 30,000 people here yelling, screaming, everybody having a good time.
And it's well choreographed. Down to the minute.
It is choreographed down.
All right, so you've had some fun as well here, Jim.
I had some fun. I made the call early. I said we're going to have an early spring. That was a gutsy call, and I celebrated it as soon as I heard it.
So now you're an honorary member of the Inner Circle.
For a day. For a day.
You get to wear the top
and
hat.
a little bit later on, I get inducted into the Weather Center Hall of Fame. Abrams is in it. Forbes is in it. I know you'll be in it someday, darling.
We can all hope. Actually, it's the only meteorologist Hall of Fame in the country. It was a trivia question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
It is. I mean, think about it. Every year we pay hundreds of dollars in dues to the NWA, the National Weather Association, and the AMS. But here we are in the Hall of Fame in Punxsutawney. Eric, back to you.
Well deserved there, no question about it.